Yeah. All right, now we're on.
Will Smith is a bitch.
Cuck. Get the terms correct.
No, he's a bitch because, like, here's the thing. You can be a cuck and, like, I won't respect you, but I can at least respect the fact that if you're a cuck and you keep it to yourself, you keep your emotions to yourself. But that was nothing more than an emotional outburst from a man who can't tell his own wife to fuck off, and it just built up inside over the course of years.
That's the biggest issue right now, dude.
That's what this was.
He's been demasculated and humiliated and broken down to a point to where this is what it comes to. Because, like, the thing is, he was laughing at the joke, and then he saw what was on her face, and someone said that she looked over and I was like, "Hey, Will," and it's like, I never saw that from the video stuff.
No, they didn't show it, but I guarantee you it happened. I will lay out exactly what I think happened. And this is coming from somebody who's been in a relationship like this and took me 10 years to tell her to fuck off. Okay. Here's what happened. This is my estimation. What we know, Chris Rock tells the G.I. Jane 2 joke, which wasn't particularly funny, but certainly wasn't malicious. He's just like, oh, she's bald again. I'm going to make a G.I. Jane joke. And honestly, what Jada should have done is gone like this, thrown up a salute, had a chuckle, and nobody would be talking about this.
No, of course
not. Because it wasn't a good joke. But here's what happened. Chris Rock tells the joke. Will laughs at the joke because, I mean, it's a chuckle joke. It's not like a
It wasn't even a funny joke. I was just kind of like, okay. I was like, it's 2022, dude. Some women shave their heads.
But it's kind of like when somebody really burns your friend.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna laugh.
Oh yeah, you're damn right. I'm gonna laugh.
And then Jada does that whole eye roll thing. And then this. Oh, go ahead.
No. You were getting to a point. You finish it, and then I'll state what I was gonna say.
At that point, the camera turns back to Chris Rock. Here's what I think happened in the background. I think Will turns. He's going,
yeah, she just gives him the death stare.
And then she starts fucking running him out. I can't believe you're going to let him disrespect your wife like that. No. And if she's as big of a cunt as I think she is, she probably was like, August would never put up with that. And at that point, instead of slapping her,
he smacks him.
He goes up and slaps Chris Rock.
Where does this sound familiar from? Instead of blah, you hit him. What movie is that from?
Ah, fuck.
Damn it. He says, instead of you hitting Happy Gilmore. Instead of you hitting Happy Gilmore, or instead of him hitting you, he hits Bob Barker.
I mean, no, I was dumbfounded by this because.
Did I enjoy it?
Oh, hell yeah. But it only proved what I had already believed for about a year now.
Well, people think it was I mean, did you know the Oscars were going on? I didn't.
I did, but only because I saw them advertised, and I saw that first of all, let's be real here. It was 3 female hosts. I believe 2 of whom were black. It was Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, who I didn't even know was still fucking alive. And then I can't remember the second one.
Oh, there's Amy Schumer using her white privilege.
Yeah, but she's a girl, and she doesn't have a penis, so she's only partial.
It doesn't matter if you're a biological female nowadays. I mean,
well, that works. That works against you.
Ask the swimmers.
It works against you unless you swim for Penn State. Then it's in your favor.
Anyway, back to Willie Will. I honestly I enjoyed it. Did I think Chris Rock deserved it? No. But I mean, he took it like a champ, and then he kept going. I was like,
kudos to Chris Rock, because here's the thing. Like,
did you hear him call him Richard as he was walking up?
Oh no.
Yeah, he not like
that's
as in Dick, but he played. Did he play in the movie with Serena and them? Okay, he played King Richard, correct? I don't know anything about it. So he was calling him Richard as he was walking up. He's like, Richard, and then Will's just like, bah, you know. But Jada, you're absolutely right. She should have just been like, you know, like that, or she could have been like this.
Yeah, that would have been okay. Or like. So the other thing I wanted to do tonight, and I guess we can do this now, is I wanted to walk through the several examples where this could have been addressed, but still have Will and Jada walk away with like a social win.
Integrity.
So the first one would have been her just throwing up the salute and laughing, because let's be real. I mean, it's not. I don't believe Chris Rock knew she had the fucking. I can never remember the name of it. It's another disease that nobody knew what it was until this happened, and then everybody Googled it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like she had cancer. Now, if she had cancer, this would be a little bit of a different story. Because even if he didn't know if she had cancer, but it's irrelevant. There's no reason to go into it. And then, like you said, she could have.
Actually, she didn't have cancer.
I know. I'm saying she didn't.
I thought she did because
this isn't.
I read something else, and apparently it said something about her taking cancer treatment. What is it? Whatever. Stuff they inject you with. Anyway, I thought that I read that. I was wrong. So like, she just has alopecia.
Alopecia. Yeah,
which still sucks.
Well, it sucks, but let's be fucking. First of all, this isn't the first time Jada Pinkett Smith has had a shaved head.
Well, she's dealt with alopecia for well over a decade or more, and she could have been dealing with it for a long time. So, I mean, regardless, though, like, it would have been a completely different thing if Chris Rock had been up there and like, "Hey, Jada, I know you got alopecia." You could tell he was so confused. Which makes you
perfect for G.I. Jane 2, because you ain't got no hair.
But regardless, though, it's like, why did Chris even say anything about Jada, though? You want to know something else? In 2016, Jada and Will were not at the Oscars, and yet he was basically trash-talking Jada.
The reason he was trash-talking Jada, though, is because Jada was trash-talking the Oscars. Because she was boycotted, which I'm sorry. I remember. That was a much better joke. For those of you who don't know, he basically said, Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
That's why I think that Will Smith said, "Leave my wife's name out of your mouth," because everyone's confused. They're like, he only said that. He's like, that's confusing. And then apparently, maybe this has been like an ongoing thing, and Will has held a grudge. It's possible.
Here's the thing.
She could have kept it alive in his head.
I don't think so, and here's why. Because literally up until, I'd say, well, ever since I learned about the whole Red Table Talk that Jada and Will did, I held Will Smith in very high regard, not just as an actor, which I still do, because he's very, very talented and very, very good and entertaining as hell. I held him in high regard as a human being because, like, I know his story, and he had several chances to be a fucking dick, and most of the time, well, pretty much all the time, he didn't do it considering who he was and what his status was, and he took care of his friends throughout his career, this, that, and the other. So I held him in pretty high regard. And then I learned about this, and here's the thing. Will can still recover from this. All he needs to do is get rid of Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, well, he already apologized to Chris.
Yeah, no, his publicist apologized to Chris.
Well, I mean, he posted it on his Instagram.
Yeah, I know he posted it on his Instagram as if he doesn't pay a team of like 5 people to manage his Instagram.
If Chris really cared that much about this, I think Chris kind of understands what he's going through, and I think that's probably why he didn't press charges and he hasn't sued, because he could sue the fuck out of Will Smith right now, and on top of that, he could have easily said, "Hey, cops, like, arrest this motherfucker." I mean, he just assaulted me in front of all these people on live television.
There's that, but here's the thing: Chris Rock has been divorce raped. So
I don't know anything about Chris Rock. Seriously, really?
He had a nasty divorce. So I think Chris Rock got a little. I didn't want to go down this route, but like, I think Chris Rock got super red pilled through his divorce. And so I think he understands. I think he sees their relationship and he understands what Will's going through. So I think Chris looks at Will with a little bit more sympathy than actual, like, I don't think he's mad at him.
I think he's probably just disappointed. Like, dude, really?
Well, no, I think he gets it because he's probably been there. I've fucking been there.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, legit. I've fucking been. No, not. Well, I've been the getting slapped part too, but I wasn't slapped. I took a fist like a champ.
I mean, and I can hit pretty hard.
Dude, like legitimately, I think the only reason it didn't hurt more is because I was kind of already going that direction.
Yeah.
And I kind of like you hit me, but I was already kind of going that way.
Yep.
So that could have sucked a lot worse. Because I know you can hit pretty hard.
And that's the thing though about guys. We can fight and then still be.
It's
friends.
Over. It's over.
Just be done.
And
it wasn't even a fight. It was just me being retarded. That's all it was.
Yeah, but that's how Chris Rock feels. I bet because
I had a Will Smith moment. Oh, by the way, did you peep the title?
Oh no, I didn't. Hang on. Oh, that's hilarious.
And the funny thing is, I'm reading in a lot of comments on videos and posts, and people are saying that Chris Rock would have whooped Will's ass, and I'm like, come on, guys. I was like, Will's trained to be Ali and whatnot. And I'm like, come on, dude.
Oh God, the fucking thumbnail. She's our wife.
You read it in Chris Rock's voice too, didn't you?
I have to.
I just made that.
That's
she's our wife. But seriously, that's the number one thing that's breaking Will down. Like, I actually had a disagreement, not really. Kind of a disagreement right before hopping on here with someone on Facebook, and they said that, Will Smith isn't broken down. That's BS.
Yes,
he has an open marriage.
Yes,
I was like, he's fucking mentally broken.
Okay, so I am going to give. Like, it's so interesting that this happened because you and I had a long conversation just chilling on what was that, on Saturday? Yeah, on Saturday. And we talked on a lot about the stuff that we're kind of getting into here.
I know we should have did a podcast that night.
I know, it was brilliant. But here's the thing. So I have it's not really controversial, but it is in today's day and age. Classy.
That was bad.
That was good. I've got a theory, and I'm pretty sure it's correct about open relationships. I think it always benefits women.
I know where you're going with this.
It doesn't benefit women, but in the immediate, there's a perceived benefit. It's in the woman's favor. Actually, it's always in the woman's favor, and the guy never wins. Ever. Because here's essentially what's going on here. And if you disagree with me, go ahead and tell me I'm nuts. But I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense any other way. And I know there's a bunch of poly couples out there that are like, oh, I love it when my wife is happy. It's like, dude, I'm going to break this down for you. If she's looking for other dick, then she don't fucking love you. I'm sorry. She doesn't.
Either that or she has a serious imbalance of hormones, because some women are just crazy and then some aren't. It's just how the hormones roll. Now, I'm not saying to refute your oh my gosh, I can't talk right now.
The vast majority.
I'm still thinking of the slap. But no, it doesn't. It doesn't work.
It had a nice stud to it.
Dude, you could hear it wasn't like a slap. It was more like a hit.
Yeah. Well,
he palmed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost not even a slap. It's almost just an open-handed palm strike, but because of the angle,
yeah,
it could be construed as a slap.
I think Chris Rock kind of went with it too, though.
He didn't go with it as far as he could have, though, because he did. Like, a lot of people are like, "I think it's fake." I'm like, if that was fake,
that's what a big thing is right now. That's what everybody's trying to.
If that was fake, Chris Rock deserved the Oscar, because when you see a slap coming, you just kind of normally roll with it. But his face didn't move that much. Like, it moved, but it was because Will moved it. Mm-hmm. See, I'm calling legit on that. But back to the open relationship thing, because here's the unfortunate truth about it all. It's like, let's take somebody like Will Smith, for example. Will Smith 10 years ago, when he was at his, I would say, peak, Will Smith could walk into any bar in America, and it's not a guarantee that he would see, like, if he's just looking for a one-night thing.
Oh, easily.
Well, not necessarily. And, like, in a balance of probabilities, Will Smith probably. Will Smith's a bad example. Just a normal, everyday guy. Like, even a guy who's got his shit together, goes to the gym regularly.
No.
Like, probably not. On a balance of probabilities.
You don't have celebrity status.
But that's only one thing. There are still women out there who find Will Smith repulsive. For whatever reason.
It's like, how do you hate the Fresh Prince? Just kidding.
I know.
I don't even hate him after this. Like, everybody's all wanting to cancel him. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I don't want to cancel. I want to help him.
Exactly, because he's hurt.
I want him to get his balls back.
He needs to get him off our shelf.
Well, so here's the thing. You can take, I'd wager to say even an ugly chick, but let's be generous. A mediocre girl who's like, she's not ugly, she's not obese, she's decent looking. Put her in a cute top and some tight jeans. She could walk into any bar in America and be like, hey, boys, I'm looking to go home with somebody tonight. There will be a fucking line for me. Hands down, every time.
But you switch to genders.
Precisely. So that's my point, though. When you have an open relationship, the guy, even if he's a good-looking dude, he still has to, like, he's got to
work harder than she does.
He's got to work harder, which thankfully, though, women tend to be much more sexually selective than men, which is kind of how the whole human race works. Because if that wasn't the case, there'd be like 2 dudes impregnating all the girls. So thankfully, women are more sexually selective than men are. But that being said,
dirty animals.
If that's true, how the hell is an open relationship to a guy's benefit? Unless he is like top 1% celebrity, super stud with just a fuck ton of money and a boat and a fucking Bugatti. And
it also could just be like, it started out as in, hey, you find someone, I'll find someone. And we don't do nothing until we find our people, and then they date people on the side, because that's generally what open relationships are. It's not really like, like, oh, they're just going out to find strange. Generally, it's because they have another relationship that they're in, and then that's how that works.
But no, and I've asked, explain to me how that's a good long-term strategy.
Oh, no. I mean,
it's not.
When you're a celebrity, they live in different worlds, and the funny thing is about this is the real world seeped into the Oscars last night. It seeped into the Oscars because in the real world, that's something that would happen if somebody's fucked up, mentally, from exactly what you're talking about, what they're going through, and they act like they're a prime participant, but they don't want to participate. They just want that person. But then, of course, you have people acting out.
All I'm saying, and I suspect this is how it started for Jada and Will. I've known a couple of guys who have somehow, some way found themselves in an open relationship style, and every single time except for one that I can think of, and it just hasn't happened yet, it's been like they started out and it's been like, oh yeah, man, this is going to be great. And then not even a year later, in every case except for the one that I can think of, and you know who I'm talking about, the one that hasn't ended yet. Mm-hmm. They always, like, the relationship crumbles because the girl finds another guy that she likes more. But, and here's the thing, like, that could happen anyway. She could just break up with them. But in an open relationship, she gets to have her cake and eat it too.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think some women, and we're just gonna stick to what I know you're talking about. Some women have a kink to where they get off by not necessarily sleeping with other men, but just by like them entertaining her. For some, it's the
attention.
Exactly, and that's
it's
fucked up. But
so here's what you do if that's legitimate, yeah, like you just like the attention and you don't want to fuck other dudes. Start an OnlyFans with your guy, and then at least he's getting paid. I mean, at the end of the day, like if you're not about sleeping with other dudes, but you like the attention, just come up to your guy and be like, look, here's the deal. I love you. You love me. But there's this thing I'm into. But I figured out a way where I can get what I want and you can get some money.
I'm starting an OnlyFans next week.
Fuck yeah. I've told you need to.
April 1st.
And it's really, I know these views are controversial, but
link in bio.
Link in bio. But it's okay because you're actually looking for a relationship and to settle down, but link in bio.
Small waist, pretty face with a big bank.
So this is how I suspect the specifically to Will and Jada. This is how I suspect their open relationship started. I think because they've been married for a long time. And they had 2 kids. I think they hit a wall where they're like, listen, like. I think that Will I think Will was personally frustrated because I watched a little bit of that thing like behind Will Smith, and I guess his big thing was he always wanted to have like that picture perfect family because he didn't have that growing up, and I can understand that. But it seemed like Jada wasn't into living like, and this is no fault of her because maybe the perfect nuclear family is just not your thing.
She grew up different.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it's not as important. Maybe she was more. And I'm not faulting Jada for this. This is just speculation. I think maybe she was more into just them being their actual selves. So we already have a bit of a disconnect. So what I think happened is they sat down together like adults and were like, listen, maybe what we have right here isn't exactly what each of us want. So maybe we should spend some time apart and figure out what we want. And I think Will took that as, okay, I'm going to go do some meditation. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to really,
and she's like, slob on someone else's knob.
Exactly. Multiple knobs. And I guess here's the thing. I don't believe the open relationship thing will work, especially long term. Not if you're serious with the person, but in that case, like if you're not serious with them, it's not an open relationship. You're all just single and fucking around. So
Jada's over there saying Tupac would have shot him.
So, but here's the thing. Now, I don't doubt that for whatever reason, Will loves Jada. I don't get it, but I don't doubt it.
Can't help who you love. That's what a lot of people say.
You can, but it usually this is why, and this is another thing I'm come to realize as someone who's been there. This is why men need male friends and women need female friends, but especially guys need guy friends, because when I got with my ex-wife, I only had one friend who came up to me and was like, dude, no, I don't know what it is about her. I just don't like her.
I never met her.
I know. Well, that was coincidental. But basically, I ended up alienating all my friends. Mm-hmm. And only one, and I told them this later after we reconnected and started hanging out again. I was like, dude, you were the only one. And I should have listened to you. Legit. Like, I should have listened to you because your guy friends aren't trying to fuck you or get anything out of you. So they're going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
If they're your good, real friends, which is why it's best to get these real good friends when you're fucking broke, because then if you do become successful, like, they're your friend.
They're just happy for you versus,
exactly.
Hey, man, can I get this?
Right, exactly. So my point being, if I'd had a couple of friends be like, dude, fucking no.
I was stuck up somebody's ass at the same time, too, man. I get it.
Yep.
And I wasn't really stuck up their ass. I was just doing my own thing. I basically had a roommate.
Yeah, but I mean, my point being, so if Will had, and maybe he did, but I would make the case that if he did have friends around him and they didn't stop him or try to stop him from doing that shit, they weren't really his good friends.
Will's been famous for a long time. I'm pretty sure some of his friends aren't like.
Yeah, with the exception of DJ Jazzy Jet.
I don't even think they're even.
Oh yeah, yeah they are. Yeah, they are. I think so. Well, probably not ever since Jada got really a hold of him, but he uploaded an Instagram pic with him and a recent one. Like I think it was within a month or so. How can you forget DJ Jazzy?
Ah! I'll tell you what, man. Classic. You know, Will Smith is just one of those actors, dude. Like, it bums me out.
Once in a generation.
It bums me out. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's not that good actor anymore." I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
I can name probably 10 movies with him in it that are just phenomenal movies.
Well, and not only that, let's go through his career. Rap star.
Mm-hmm. And he blew up quick too.
Blew up fast and didn't have to be provocative or didn't like.
No, I mean,
fucking hilarious.
His raps were like,
hey,
dude, I don't even think they had any cuss words, if minimal.
No, they didn't. And here's the thing: you tell me 1 second, you tell me with a straight face that if Getting Jiggy with It comes on, you don't at least sing a little bit of it.
No,
You're full of shit.
I can't stand that one. Even as a kid, I couldn't stand it. I prefer Nightmare on My Street or Nightmare on Elm Street.
That one wasn't as big though.
And he says hell, so there we go.
What hell's not a swear word.
I know.
It's a place.
He's got a burnt face and he's scary as hell.
Anyway. Okay, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme. Everybody sings that shit.
And they have to. Like, don't say anything.
Yeah, you don't have an option. To. So then, and everybody told him he was crazy, he's going to become a TV star. Almost overnight, Will Smith becomes a TV star. And then he says, you know what, fuck this TV shit. I want a bigger screen. Then he starts doing movies, and everybody's like, nah, Fresh Prince is crazy. He can't be no movie. So at first he was like, he's just a rapper. And then he's just a TV guy. And then, I know this wasn't his first movie, but like the first one I can think of, Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit blows up. Men in Black blows up.
Welcome to Earth. That was a great movie. Men in Black was amazing.
Great movie. It's a great movie. And then we're not gonna talk about Wild Wild West, but that wasn't Will Smith's fault.
That wasn't horrible. I like that movie.
If anything, he made it better.
Yeah.
He made it taller. Will Smith makes Wild Wild West watchable.
Men in Black 2. And then
and then he started being like, you know what? I know I can do the comedy thing. We're gonna start doing some serious shit. And then he owns that too.
7 Pounds.
Oh, that movie sucked dick.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Not because of Will Smith, but that boring as fuck. And
no, it's just I thought like how he died in it, and when he killed himself, I was like, dude, really? I was like, that's not a good that's not a good message, but I get it.
It's a 2.5 hour movie telling you to be an organ donor.
pretty much.
It's I'm already an organ donor.
Pursuit of Happiness. I've heard that's a good. I haven't seen
damn good fucking. You haven't seen Pursuit of Happiness?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
Ali.
If you want to get motivated as fuck, watch Pursuit of Happiness.
All right.
No, dude, literally, like I kind of do this. There's a handful of movies, like if I'm ever feeling sorry for myself, I'll watch Pursuit of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, man, my life's pretty fucking good.
After Earth was garbage, but that wasn't because of Will Smith.
That was because of Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
And Will Smith wasn't in The Karate Kid, but that was Jaden Smith's fault too.
iRobot was amazing.
iRobot was amazing. Like, suffice it to say, Will Smith, I Am Legend.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about I Am Legend. That's hands down one of the best movies I've ever seen.
And I will tell you, I did prefer the book, and I'm not being one of those people who's like, I want you to know that I did prefer the book, but that's because the title makes more sense in the book. And I felt that it was one of the things, I know it's the Will Smith cover, but it don't appear. There it is.
So they used the Will Smith cover, but it's an actual book before it was made?
Oh yeah, this was published in 1956, I believe.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's a phenomenal book.
Zombies in the 50s, nice. Everyone's always like, "Oh man, how did they come up with this stuff? How did they come up with aliens?" And this and that?
Sorry.
I'm like, it's called
What the fuck? Where's the?
What?
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. It was published in 1995, but it's set in 1976.
You're dyslexic. 1959.
Well, the way it's written, it wouldn't have shocked me that it came from the 50s because, like, for one thing, he refers to a Muslim guy as a Muhammad man.
I mean, it was 95. 95 to like 2005 were like a very different time.
Well, I know, but the word Muslim was around.
Oh, I know, but like people were less sensitive.
Well, no, it's not an offensive term. It's just an older.
It's just.
But
not,
anyway,
it's just not modern.
Yeah, it's not used in a modern context. I don't know if I should spoil it for everybody. Why it's actually called I Am Legend. Because the movie doesn't really get this.
Is it because he actually cured?
No. So, okay, if you haven't read the book and want to and don't want,
why wouldn't they cover that name?
And I'm telling you, when you hear this, you're gonna get pissed. Because I was. Because I liked the movie, but then I read this book and I'm like, that's bullshit.
I feel like I might know, but refresh.
Okay, so actually, I'm just gonna find the passage. Oh, that's a preview for another book. What the fuck?
Is it like Omega Man where he's immune?
No. Well, I mean, Dr. Robert Neville is immune. That's why he hasn't changed. Where is it? Oh, okay. So this is the last couple paragraphs of the book, but this will. Okay, this is the last page. So, spoiler alert again. He looked out over the people, his left hand gripping the bars with bloodless fingers, his eyes fever lit. Then someone saw him. For a moment there was an increased babbling of voices, a few startled cries. Then sudden silence, as though a heavy blanket had fallen over their heads. They all stood looking up at him with their white faces. He stared back. And suddenly he thought, I'm the abnormal one now. Normalcy was a majority concept, the standard of many and not the standard of just one man. Abruptly, that realization joined with what he saw on their faces, awe, fear, shrieking horror, and he knew that they were afraid of him. To them, he was some terrible scourge they had never seen, a scourge even worse than the disease they had come to live with. He was an invisible specter who had left for evidence of his existence the bloodless bodies of their loved ones, and he understood what they felt and did not hate them. His right hand tightened on the tiny envelope of pills. So long as the end did not come with violence, so long as it did not have to be a butchery before their eyes. Robert Neville looked out over the new people of Earth. He knew he did not belong to them. He knew that, like the vampires, he was an anathema and black terror to be destroyed. And abruptly, the concept came, amusing him even in his pain. A coughing chuckle filled his throat. He turned and leaned against the wall, and he swallowed the pills. Full circle, he thought, while the final lethargy crept into his limbs. Full circle. A new terror born in death. A new superstition entering the unassailable fortress of forever. I am legend. Because he's running around killing them all the time.
But in the movie, he wasn't even trying to kill him.
I know, but in the book, he is.
See, the book is more like Omega Man. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, but I need to because I'm aware of it.
It's old as shit, but it's good. Who is it? Charlton Heston. You like older movies?
Oh, I know. I just haven't seen it.
Oh, it's not like an amazing movie, but it's good.
Well, that's I still like Soylent Green to this day.
Oh, it's people. I mean,
dude, I think I've told you about this. Did you know that there is it's not really a supplement. It's like a meal replacement drink, but the brand name is Soylent.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And now they haven't labeled them colors, but the bottles are different colors. And one of them is green. They have red, yellow, blue, brown. And I'm just like,
that's clever. That's clever marketing.
Dude, I don't think they know. Like, I think there's somebody in their design team that knows and is just cackling every day.
Or
He's like, holy shit,
they're
they
not
made
American.
green. No.
That's probably why.
Well, there's got to be somebody. It's too similar. There's got to be somebody that knows.
Could be. Will Smith knows. That's why he smacked Chris.
You know what? If they remade Soylent Green, Will Smith could play that dude.
Dude, that movie's fucked up.
That movie's great.
I mean, it just happens, and then all of a sudden he finds out, and he's like, what the fuck? I mean,
dude, I remember I was watching, I was like, holy shit, it's made of people. Spoiler alert.
what is that? Snowpiercer.
I haven't watched it.
Similar concept, but not really. It's they're on a train. Spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't seen the movie or the show. I don't know how the show is, but the movie, Chris Evans, yeah, he's in it. Chris Evans, and they're on a train that is the Earth has basically frozen to the point to where no one can survive on it. So there's a train that literally goes around a track around the entire Earth, and it goes really fast, and that's how it stays mildly warm. Well, the thing is, there's food that comes back to the very back people who are the poorest, and it's basically made out of people who die on the train.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like, huh, well, where have I seen this before? But it's a good movie.
Yeah, that's right. It was a movie, wasn't it?
It was a movie first, then TV show. It was a movie in like fucking 2012, 2000, something.
That makes sense because I remember seeing things for the TV show. I'm like, that's still on, but I don't think I ever clicked that it was a movie.
I've never watched the TV show. I was like, I've seen the movie. I was like, how are you gonna?
I feel like they said everything they needed to say in the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of TV shows that go on about that, except 12 Monkeys. Have you ever seen the TV show? Have you ever seen the movie?
Nope.
Oh, Jake. Bruce Willis, that's a great movie.
They should make a Fight Club TV show.
I'd watch that.
You know what? And it's probably because I didn't watch Fight Club till I was older. I don't love it. Like, it's all right, but I think a lot of people don't understand what it's really saying.
Enlighten me. I don't know what it's saying.
Well, okay. So it's my understanding that a lot of guys discover Fight Club when they're younger, and they're like, "Oh,
I didn't watch it till I was older."
Yeah, I didn't either.
I knew what it was, but I never watched it.
Yeah. Like, I totally understood what it was getting at, but I think where people get lost is much like the guys in Project Mayhem, everybody's like, fuck yeah, Tyler Durden knows, like, this is legit. And it's like, no, y'all a bunch of fucking sheep. You were sheep beforehand, and now you're just hyper masculine fucking wannabe sheep. Wannabe hyper masculine sheep. Like, the point is, like, it doesn't matter where you point these types of people, they're just going to follow. No matter what. That's how you guys were suckered into Project Mayhem in the first place. That's how Hitler came to power.
I was just doing my job, sir.
For real. Now, granted, the one message that Fight Club does put forth is, like, you can't be a silent little fucking dork either. Mm-hmm. You've got to strike that balance, which the narrator ultimately figures out. But
you know who else is in Fight Club?
Jared Leto.
Will Smith.
No, he's not.
He is
now. He is now. Dude, that's what it is. Will Smith and Chris Rock are in a Fight Club, and what's rule number 1 of Fight Club?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
What's rule number 2 of Fight Club?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Amen. What's rule number 3?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I remember there is one rule in there. I think it's number 6.
Don't talk about Fight Club.
No, I think it's rule number 6 that if it's your first time, you have to fight.
Oh, yeah. Remember the fatty who got demolished?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So, a lot of people...
So, I don't know, what's your take on this whole... Because I remember, it sounded like we disagreed to a certain extent.
Well, I've kind of come around a little bit, but I don't necessarily think... I think Will was in the wrong for hitting him. He shouldn't have done that. But setting aside Jada and Will's personal relationship, I think that you should defend their honor but you shouldn't necessarily have to get physical with it. But
they have to be dishonored first.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't really necessarily defending her honor. She was obviously hurt, you could tell. So the thing is, obviously, you know, he sees that. So the thing is, Will is an emotional guy. You can tell it through his acting. You can tell him, period. Like, he's an emotional guy. So, of course, his emotions got the best of him, and he went off and did that. Now it's lucky Chris didn't press charges. But, I mean, he kind of made an insensitive joke, but the thing is, hold on. With kind of what I'm talking about previously, like saying people are too sensitive these days. Yeah, it goes along with that. You know, like he shouldn't have been so sensitive. He should have been like, yeah, fuck you, Chris, you know, or something like that. And then Jada, but like we said, there was a reason for everything that transpired. It was because Jada has fucking broken Will down so much. And that's exactly what's going to transpire, is people are going to fucking lose their minds at any small thing. You know, oh, she has alopecia. It's like, yeah, bitch, a lot of people do. You know?
Yeah.
And how many times, you know, I've made fun of people before that I didn't know they had an issue, you know, like that. And do you feel bad afterwards? Yeah, of course. But the thing is, you didn't know.
Yeah. Well, and then here's the other thing on that note. You know how many people with alopecia who would have, if all they had to do to get a front row seat at the Oscars, all they would have had to do was take a G.I. Jane joke? Like, there'd be a fucking line. Chris Rock's going to make fun of me?
I didn't understand. I mean, I get that she's bald and he made the G.I. Jane joke, but he didn't even have to say anything about her. Because when he was talking about the other couple, remember, who were they?
That was a funny joke.
Oh, it was funny. And they were like, well, if she wins, he can't win, because he was basically saying that if he wins, she's going to be pissed at him. But no, and then they're like, they're like, I bet you hope that Will wins, and that's when all the attention went on to Will. And that's
probably why.
It's like, why did Chris Rock bring in Jada? It's like,
because he brought in Will to make the other joke work.
Yeah,
and that's what you have to do. You have to follow a rhythm of comedy, a rhythm.
But the thing is, Jada wasn't receiving anything. It was just Will.
Well, you know what? At a certain extent, like, first of all, it's not like Jada's not an actress. Exactly. It's not like Jada's not in the circle. It'd be one thing if Will's wife was not in the circle and she was just kind of there. And I'd wager to say that if that was the case, like if Will had just married a waitress years ago and they had a happy marriage and she just happened to be there with them to, you know, support her guy and be there for him, I don't think Chris Rock would have targeted her, because nobody would have known who the fuck she was.
I mean, she'd probably have hair.
And she'd probably have. But even if she didn't, like, he wouldn't have targeted her, because nobody would have known who the fuck she was.
I mean, Jada, she should have just been wearing a hot pink wig.
For real. If you're that fucking sensitive about it.
That's true. Because the thing is, you know, like, people who have physical issues, I can't think of the correct words right now. Anyone who has a physical issue, it's like, if they haven't learned to deal with it and live with it, and they're really sensitive about it, it's like, come on, man.
But here's the thing. I don't think Jada's sensitive about it. I think Jada is looking for fucking drama because she's mentally ill.
She seems like she's.
I mean,
drama.
She loves the fucking drama, because why else would you publicly emasculate your husband? Like,
on TV, on television.
Do what you want to fucking do behind closed doors. I really don't give a shit.
She's the one who brought that all out.
Exactly. She fucking loves the drama, and what Will needs to do is be like, Jada, I love you with all my heart, but if you're gonna keep doing this shit and not shut the fuck up, I'm gone. I can't fucking live like this.
With what basically what I just said, her doing that on TV. That conversation I was having with somebody on Facebook earlier, I literally, because he's like, oh no, it's BS that he's mentally broken, and I said that, I was like, dude, she belittled him on TV in front of millions of people.
You can see it in his fucking eyes.
Why would he cry? Oh, because he's fucking sad.
Well, okay, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to address the whole Will Smith being an emotional guy thing, because
as
you're
well
right.
As men's mental health, as in people don't take it seriously because we're men.
Well, So here's an example.
Granted,
of my
some
toxic.
of us are stronger than others. Just FYI.
Well, it's not about being strong. Okay, here's
about what you can handle.
This is
That's what
here's it's time for toxic masculinity. Okay.
Toxic masculinity corner.
Bitch, no.
Give me a beer.
Give me a beer. Give me a hell yeah. No. So here's the thing. Will is. I disagree with the statement that Will is in touch with his emotions, because
I don't think he's in touch with them. I think he's lost
he's lost control of them.
Yes.
Because here's the thing, having emotions is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with guys crying. Like, it's fine. I've cried. But I didn't do it in front of other fucking people. I did it alone in a dark room, fucking
where you're supposed to be
burying it deep inside like a fucking man. I'm kind of joking, but I'm also kind of being serious, because I'm a firm believer in, like, granted, there might be that, like, 1 in a million girl who isn't like this, but I honestly think, like, if you're in a relationship with a woman and she sees you cry for something other than, like, the death of a parent, a sibling, like a direct family member, that, like, the death of a child, or something that's just, like, fucking emotionally, like, where if somebody didn't cry, you'd be like, the fuck's wrong with that guy? You know, because, like, my father and I had a very weird relationship. I didn't cry when my dad died. Well, not immediately. It happened a couple of times, but again, I did it alone in a dark room where nobody could see, and I didn't fucking tell anybody about it. Because, like, at a certain extent, like, you're talking about men's mental health, yeah, nobody gives a shit. It's true, but here's the thing. Ladies in the audience, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you all will at least... No, very few women will publicly agree with this, but they almost all will silently agree with this. If you've got a man in your life and he's constantly just fucking emotionally weak and crying all the time and bitching and moaning and complaining, you lose attraction for him almost instantly. And I know it's not fair, but guess what, fellas? Get the fuck over it. And it's true. Jada's broken Will, but he fucking stayed.
Well, that's mental terrorism.
I know, and I've been there. But here's the thing. I'm telling you, Will, tell her to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out.
And guess what? 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you tell her to shut the fuck up, she just might.
Unless you're my wife, she'll tell me to shut the fuck up, and I will.
Well, but your wife's awesome. You see, here's the thing, and you're my friend, and I love you, but sometimes you just need to be told to shut the fuck up.
It's true. It is true. But I will say, though, like, people always argue with me, and I generally try not to argue unless I know I'm right.
This is true. I've seen people go after you, and you're like, the fuck you attacking me for?
Yeah, at halftime I'm confused. I'm like...
But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand about you. Eric don't give a fuck. You're not going to hurt his feelings. He don't fucking care.
It's very hard.
He don't give a shit. So, Trump's a bitch, and you're like, okay, you are too. It's like, I'm sorry that an orange man you've never met can make you so emotionally unstable.
Listen, I guarantee the pool boy is banging Melania.
Oh, 100%. And Trump probably knows about it, but he's like, you know what?
I'm 80 years old.
I've got 3 Swedish models waiting for me in Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly.
I'm good.
I feel like when he gets married, it's just a publicity thing. You know, it's not really.
Well, you know, and there is something to be said about.
Awesome, anyway.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said about legitimate female companionship. Like, I'm not discounting that at all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, when any person, not just men, when any person reaches a certain level, like sexual exclusivity is kind of like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's not. So I'm going to give an Andrew Tate example, and I just introduced you to him, so this will make sense. So he often uses the metaphor of a fruit stand and loyalty. So he says, which of these two men is more loyal? Let's say you go to a fruit stand and the apples are the cheapest thing on the menu. So you got one guy who always goes to the fruit stand, but he can only afford apples. So he always gets apples. But then you've got another guy who can afford anything he wants, but he really likes apples. So 5-6 days a week, he'll get an apple, but occasionally he'll get a pear or a pineapple or some grapes or whatever. Which of those people is more loyal? The guy who can only afford apples, or the guy who gets apples most of the time because he actually likes them and genuinely just prefers apples? Mm-hmm. And he's like, to drive this example home, he's like, you give the guy who can only buy apples $1 million, he's probably never going to eat apples again.
But it's because that's what he can afford.
It's because that's all he can get. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, like I said, the point I'm making here is the fact that, when you have a certain means, and this is not just for men, this is for women too. Just when people reach a certain means, like sexual exclusivity all the time is not as common as you would think. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. And that's part of why Will and Jada are probably in their entanglement, so to speak. The difference here is I think Will legitimately loves Jada, and I think Jada, I'm not saying she doesn't care about Will, although I would make the argument that she doesn't, at least not now.
I don't think she has a soul, dude. Do you ever see her eyes when she stares and shit like that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be, I am trying to be mean. She looks dead inside.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened to her.
I've never cared for her as an actor. I'm not trying to say I like dislike her because I don't know her as a person, but as an actor, I don't think she's that good. Like,
I could take her, leave her.
And the new Matrix that you haven't seen yet, like, she was just
yeah.
She was like, a bitch in the movie, so I was like, man, she portrays it pretty correctly.
That's just like, okay, director, tell me about this character. Well, just go out there and act like you're talking to Will. Okay.
Got it.
Fuck you, Neo. And then even Fish Mooney in Gotham, I'm just like, she just comes off like a bitch.
Oh, I forgot. Like, no. I did like her in that, because she was a bitch.
Here's the thing, though.
I loved Gotham, though. So.
And I'm not speaking from knowledge or facts. This is just I'm extrapolating an educated guess based on just. I know. I'm talking about if you are in legitimate organized crime and you're a bitch, somebody's just going to shoot you. Like, because you really think a mafia boss is going to tolerate being talked to like that from a fucking girl?
Well, I think it was because of her status.
Okay. She got replaced by the Penguin. The fucking Penguin.
Yeah, but the Penguin, man,
I know. He was good. He was phenomenal in that show. It's phenomenal.
Someone was like,
but that's my point. Even in the show, nobody respected Fish Mooney.
No,
everybody was like, God, when's somebody gonna off this cunt?
You know why? It's because it was Jada.
It's like, he said the C word.
Listen, I know Will did this out of the heat of the moment, and it's his fault because he is the one who physically got up and did it.
Okay.
He made the decision. Now, granted, he shouldn't have, but he made the decision to get up there and do that. But there are decisions that, there are an arrangement of actions that Jada did that led him to be so.
Well, I'm not taking the blame off of Will.
Erratic, there we go.
So while we got off on it, so here are some other examples of how this could have gone that would have not only saved face, but actually could have been a legitimately funny Oscar moment. So let's say Jada was still being a bitch. Will could have still walked up there and done something funny with Chris.
Yeah, I thought he was going to.
I thought he was going to walk up there and be like he could have even done like the really over telegraphed, like, oh, I'm going to hit you. And then Chris, probably picking up on it, would have been like, something like that.
He could have turned that around.
Well, yeah, so easily. And then, so let's say that Jada was just like legitimately upset about it. And like, maybe, I'd say, like, if that happened to me and my girl, I would have just been like, babe, chill out. Like, he's not making fun. Like, it's not that bad of a joke. Just fucking laugh. Just fucking laugh with it. You hear how my friends and I talk to each other? Like, fuck.
You want to know something really funny? That was, like, not a good joke at all. And Chris Rock even said that. But now, because of Will Smith, it's going to be remembered.
Oh, dude, the jokes that are coming out at Jada's expense after this. I sent you one on TikTok with Adam
Everybody's
Schultz.
calling Will a cuck, though. And I'm like, Will, you kind of did that to yourself,
I mean,
buddy. You didn't do it to yourself, but you just allowed it.
No, you let it happen. 100%. So, but Adam Schultz did it's like a 2-minute monologue. I sent it to you on TikTok. It's fucking hilarious. But, and now what I'm saying, like, let's say Jada was just really like, in this universe, in this example, Jada was legitimately upset and had a right to be upset. You know, all they had to do was talk to Chris after, like, pull him aside and be like, hey, man, I know you didn't mean to do it, but, like, what you said really hurt Jada's feelings, and it would mean a lot to me, man to man, if you would go up and apologize to her. That's all I'm asking.
That's all he had to do.
That's all he had to do. Like, for real, that's all he had to do. Because I don't think Chris Rock did anything on purpose. It wasn't malicious. The intent was not bad.
It's like, do they know at an Oscars if they're going to win prior so that they have their acceptance speech, like, ready?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think
or at
so,
least...
but... okay, where I'm going with this. If they don't know, their emotions are already running high. Because they're like, oh man, I really want this, you know, and so their adrenaline's pumping. And then something like that happens, and then fucking she tugs on his heartstrings, and he smacks Chris Rock's face off. You know, so, I mean...
Well, it's only going to help Chris Rock's career, because now he's always going to be the guy that took a slap from Will Smith.
Let the dog out. Keep talking.
Oh, he's disappearing. It's always weird when I know you can hear me, but you're not looking at it.
Scooby-Doo!
Oh, like Scoob, it's time to go out and party.
Well, what else do we have to add to this?
I totally had something, and I just lost it.
Well, regardless, I was going to say we need to plug the candle company.
Oh, right. I'll have to go. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. And before I go into this, I'm not calling Will Smith a weak man, but he's on the path. So there's I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have the whole quote in front of me, but I've heard other people say something to this effect, but the Jordan Peterson one I liked the most is basically, he says something to the effect of, like, if you think strong men are scary, wait till you see what weak men are capable of. And to me, the definition of a weak man is a man who cannot control his emotional impulses. Because let's be real here. And I think every boy should go through this. As you're growing up and you have a moment where, and it's usually brought to your attention because you're just not used to it. But once you start hitting puberty, somebody has to sit you down and be like, listen, you can't horse around like that anymore. Because now when you hit someone or something, you can actually do some damage. Like, you're stronger than you think you are because you're not used to it. So you have to learn how to temper that back. And then the other thing, like, I know I had to learn this around 14 or so. Like, and I'm not saying I'm a super strong guy, which is why this is super important. But I realized that I needed to be able to control my temper and control myself when I was in a highly emotional state, because if I didn't, I could hurt someone or I could hurt myself, or, you know, it's something you have to do. But I think the definition of a weak man is just an overly emotional guy who can't control his emotions or his anger specifically, because he can do shit and he doesn't give a fuck. There's no temperance there. Any of these fucking school shooters are just weak people who can't control their fucking emotions. Because it's like, and I'm not meaning to belittle these incidents, but like at the root of it, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to go shoot up a school because they make fun of me. Or you can just fucking deal with it like everybody else did, grow the fuck up, and leave. You're only there for 4 fucking years.
We were some mean kids when it came to verbal abuse.
Yeah, but okay. So when it went too far, usually a couple fisticuffs were thrown, and then we were good. But it doesn't take that many. It doesn't take being in that many fights for you to realize, oh, this is probably best to avoid. Because it went okay this time, but next time it might suck more.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I had to learn early on because, like, I had a problem with anger and being an idiot. So I learned really quickly that I was like, why do I care?
Precisely.
I was like, why do I care? Granted, there are some times I'm like, man, I should have fucking busted that dude in the mouth.
And there are moments like that. So that was the other thing I was going to bring up. Well, that was the other thing I was going to bring up. This would have been a completely different scenario if Chris had really said something mean to Jada, like not even a comedy thing, or more specifically, if he'd put hands on her.
Or if he would have said something about her fucking someone else in front of all those people. Like, oh, like, Will, I'd be
like, you know what? That would have been an inappropriate thing to go. Like, I'm of the opinion that with comedy, very few things are off limits.
Mm-hmm. But
jokes.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know where I fall into that camp because on the one, if it was a private matter and he brought it up, then yeah, that would have been out of line. But they fucking monetized it. All right, it's out there.
This right here is what I was going to say earlier, and I lost my train of thought. This is the Oscars, not a roast.
Correct.
So it's like, well, I mean, I get that he's a comedian, but the thing is, it needs to be lighthearted stuff. And granted, the bald head thing, it's like, it's not that big a deal. But apparently
that's pretty lighthearted.
Apparently it was to her. No, I think it was lighthearted, but it was a big deal to her.
Well, at the end of the day, though, like as mild as that was,
I don't think Chris knew about her alopecia and all that stuff. So
no.
And Will should have been like, babe, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know, and you know what? We'll talk to him. Exactly. And then if he knew and he's still throwing lip service, then I'll slap the shit out of him.
But hey, Pfizer's coming out with an alopecia vaccine.
There you go, Jada.
Maybe this was to bring attention to alopecia because I didn't know what the fuck alopecia was before this.
Oh, it's like the whole Kiev thing. It's like, are we just not going to talk about how most of you motherfuckers didn't know what because I didn't know what the fuck alopecia was. I didn't know it existed. Mm-mm. What makes you think Chris Rock knew that alopecia even existed, much less that Jada Pinkett Smith has it?
Like, he's a funny guy. He's not a scientist.
That's what I'm saying.
We ain't scientists. Speak English,
we ain't scientists up in here. Although some of the memes have been just fucking gold. I've heard a lot of people.
Gosh, they're so good.
I've heard a lot of people say it's like this wasn't the Oscars. This is season 4 of Everybody Hates Chris.
Except everyone hates Will right now.
That was good. And then the Jussie Smollett ones have been particularly funny.
I don't know if you can see this one.
You gotta hold it like to your face. Oh, the neuralizer one. I did not slap Chris. Oh, dude, the memes have been just gold.
Oh,
and you know what? You know what really needs to happen? Like, truly.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You know what really grinds my gears? No, like, Will and Chris need to, first of all, they need to apologize to, well, Will needs to apologize to Chris publicly, and Chris needs to acknowledge, like, hey, man, I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. Like, I saw low-hanging fruit, and I went for it, da-da-da-da-da. I'm a comedian. Like, I'm not excusing myself, but that's what happened. And then they need to legit, like, they need to bring a real-life celebrity death match. Who wouldn't pay to watch that fucking fight?
But it's a death match.
Well, okay, not celebrity grudge match.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Who would not pay? Like, take my money now.
I mean,
I would.
I know Will Smith would crush him. So I mean,
oh, probably, but I mean, I'm talking sanctioned fights here. Like, let's go. This is how we're gonna take. Fuck TMZ. This is how we're gonna take care of Hollywood beef. You got a problem with somebody in Hollywood? You fucking challenge them to celebrity grudge match.
I'd be down. That'd be hilarious.
And then after that shit's over, no bitching on Twitter, none of that shit. You leave it in the fucking octagon. Because I don't want boxing matches. I want full fucking fights. Nah. Chris Rock needs to stand a chance. He needs to be able to get Will Smith in a fucking guillotine choke. That's the only way Chris Rock is going to win this fight. He's got to be able to take, Will's got to be able to take him to the ground. He's got to worm his way out and then fucking sink in a nice rear naked.
You got to
He's a tag. UFC 300, Will Smith, Chris Rock in a special exhibition.
300.
I don't know what the next one is. That's why I said 300, because I don't think they're up to 300 yet.
They need to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch.
I mean, now's the perfect time
to do it.
Now's the perfect time to do it. Come on, MTV, we're looking at you.
They're wasting themselves.
Oh, God, I know.
Do you know that Ridiculousness is their most popular show, and they literally play it like almost 24/7? That's a great show. I love Ridiculousness. I love Rob Dyrdek. But, like, he literally, you know, the funny thing is, he owns Ridiculousness. MTV doesn't even own it anymore. Yeah. So he basically owns MTV.
Certainly their programming.
Dude, I mean, it's a documentary type thing. I can send it to you if you want to watch it. It's like 20.
I've seen it.
20 minutes on YouTube about Rob Dyrdek, how he came to his wealth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but like seriously, like basically he turned MTV into his own freaking platform. I was like, dude,
he's responsible for killing music.
No, they did that a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Jersey Shore. I love Jersey Shore. I don't care what anyone said. I like that shit.
Oh, my God.
I didn't like the people, but the drama was just fucking stupid funny. And the other guy, Cabs are here. It was entertaining.
Oh, my God. I've actually never watched a full episode of the Jersey Shore.
It's kind of hard at first, but after you get going, it's hard to stop.
Yeah, I
don't blame you.
So literally, this is, and I'll never forget it because I felt brain cells dying, and I didn't know the context.
It's like, dude, where's my car?
Oh, that movie's fucking brilliant. But so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance. But then it's just a bunch of fucking people sitting around doing nothing, and out of nowhere, one dumbass comes out. It's T-shirt time, and then like four other dudes. I'm like, what the fuck? Click.
You want to plug the candles?
If
you want to. If not,
yeah,
we'll just wrap
I will grab. Well, they are an official sponsor.
I've got a link. I've got a link in the bio anyway, so I figured I was just going to leave it there.
So let's be real, Will. If for some reason you want to get back in Jada's good graces, I've got just the thing for you. So if you go on to steviewicks.com and select the hidden gem jar, the hidden gem box, you will get one small single wick candle, one 3-wick candle, and a special single wick candle that, and you can tell by the bejeweled cap, it has a free piece of wire wrap semi-precious stone jewelry inside, and it's in a protective baggie so you don't have to worry about the wax. But you burn that down and you find your hidden treasure inside the box. That's only in the hidden treasure box that you can get these, or you can follow on Facebook, and sometimes these go for sale on some of the lives. But all 100% all natural soy wax candles, so you're not breathing in all those carcinogens that are in all the other fucking paraffin blends and beeswax candles, which are going to they're probably not going to kill you, but I mean, you never know. This won't. This for sure won't. And plus the fact too, since it's soy wax, we can pour a fuck ton of scent oil in these. So they are significantly stronger than your average, like say Yankee candle, for example. That's right. I named the competition. Fuck those guys, and fuck Bath and Body Works too, because they fucking suck.
Fuckity fuck fuck.
Fuckity fuck fuck fuck. My mom's gonna be so mad.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, And if you don't want the hidden gem box, they have several other options. You can go with plans as low as one candle a month. The cheapest box is $12.99 a month, people, and you get candles shipped to your door every month. You don't have to think about it. You're no longer going to be standing around your house being like, it smells like shit in here. I sure wish I had a candle, because right at that moment, your doorbell is going to ring, or there's going to be a knock at your door. And lo and behold, it's your Stevie Wicks candle box. Just when you needed it, it will show up like Batman or Hancock. And it will deliver fresh, all natural scent throughout your entire home. And that's legit, because I'm burning a 3-wick right now. And granted, my house is smaller, but I mean, I don't even have to light the thing, but I do light the thing, and the whole house smells like fucking eucalyptus and mint, which is my personal.
Your house smelled very good and clean when I came over.
It's the eucalyptus and mint candle, because my house is actually a shitstorm.
Cats and dogs, I get it.
Yeah, it's a literal shitstorm. But so anyway, that's www.steviewicks.com. That's STEVIWIX.com. And get your candles today. And we are amending the store. So as of right now, it is only monthly subscription options, but we are changing it. And that should be up in a couple days, no longer than where you can buy just a single box. Like if you just want to try it out. And like I said, follow on Facebook for exclusive live buying events, as well as you can contact directly for custom and discounted merchandise. Right now, she's actually liquidating some old stock candles. They were actually they made it through the house fire, so it's a literal fire sale. Yeah, and they're going like crazy. So you can get scents that are not available anymore, but will probably be in the future as we restock and rebuild. But anyway, Stevie Wicks, proud, well, not so proud sponsor of the Average Intelligence podcast.
And we're going to have a new sponsor coming soon, and we will let you know when. Well,
and then I truly am, and Eric can remember this, because we were watching. I introduced him to Tate Confidential because I wanted him to see this badass, solid emerald watch. I'm not a fucking watch guy, but now I want a fucking watch.
Right here.
And literally, like you'll remember this because it was only Saturday, and we're just sitting there watching these. He's picking up the watch, and they're just a bunch of rich motherfuckers talking in fucking Dubai, and I'm like, that pisses me off. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, because these guys are just sitting in somebody's office in Dubai. It's probably like 2 PM, and at 2 PM, 6 days a week, I'm sitting in my fucking showroom listening to fucking dorks talk about what colors go with what. And it pisses me off. Fortunately, we're working on some shit.
We're getting there. We are.
Dude, those fucking miners, I see what you're saying now. I totally get it. Like, there's such a fucking headache initially. So I'm like, it's not a dynamic IP. It was like, what the fuck does that mean? I know what it means, by the way. Or it's not a static IP.
But
I know
once they're up and running and doing their thing, they're fairly simple. But like, it's just a quick thing. But sometimes it's not quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. Where you and not that I didn't believe you when you said like it's a job, but like now I get it. But I still think it's totally worth it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even if it's like $6.
So we're gonna put this out in the universe right now. Where's our first fucking weekend trip gonna be? When we've got fuck it money. We'll totally blog about this. Like you said, Aruba, but
somewhere nice.
I'm open. Like Bahamas, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Bahamas, no. Hawaii.
Hawaii,
since it's
Hawaii.
Since it's a U.S. state, so we don't have to have a passport because.
Well, I mean, I've got a passport.
I don't have one yet.
I think if you go, well, U.S. Virgin Islands too. And you know what? No, I'm canceling this because I said U.S. Virgin Islands because it's cheaper. But fuck it, we're going to Hawaii. Because I also want to see the black beaches.
What are those?
The black sand beaches because it's volcanic sand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, looks badass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of I think all the sand in Hawaii, the white sand at least, is imported. I know a lot of it is, really? If not all. Yeah, because it's normal sand in Hawaii is like a black color because it's volcanic.
I definitely, if once I ever get like fuck it money, I will definitely have a house in Florida and maybe
dude, I'm
Hawaii,
not even
here or there, like maybe not just a house, maybe even a condo.
Something that you can rent out.
Well, yeah, Airbnb. But like I'm telling you what, dude, like condos, the HOA fees are insane. They're like $900 to $1,000 a month.
I need to go to Tulum, Mexico, because I keep seeing people going to Tulum and it looks fucking phenomenal. But it really does kind of look like white people Mexico. But I want to go back to Mexico bad, dude. Mexico was one of the coolest places I've ever been.
I want to go.
And like real Mexico though. Like, because I got to see, I don't think I would go back to Morelia by myself, but like there are places you can go that are relatively safe for Mexico. If you go with
a native, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to hire a Mexican family to take me home with them.
You fucking dirtbag. No, I'm kidding.
I'm paying them. Not extorting it.
Let's wrap this up. Lead us out.
Just call me Primo Jake.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, primo Spanish for cousin.
Prima.
No, I'm not a prima.
Primo.
Soy un primo.
Soy boy.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway. Big stretch. Anyway, and I completely realized that we were forgetting to plug something for the longest time, and I cannot remember what it is. For the fucking life of me, I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come to me. Anyway, thank you for enjoying yet another episode of the Average Intelligence Podcast. If you enjoyed this as much as we did, which, let's be real, you probably didn't, but do us a favor anyway and hit that like button. Share it with your friends on the Twitter machine and the Facebook and the other stuff that you guys do, the Snapchat, the WhatsApp, all those new trendy things that are probably old by now. Anyway, share it because that's the only way the podcast can grow. Oh, I remembered what we hadn't been plugging. I'll get to that in a moment. And if you missed the live broadcast, which if you're watching this after the live broadcast, you missed it, but you know where to go. So I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it again anyway. If you missed the live broadcast, you can always check out all of the episodes we've ever done, except for one, which YouTube deleted, on the YouTube channel, where you can also check out the clips where you get to watch my undying hatred of Robert Pattinson, among many other things. And then if you prefer to just listen to the suave, hyper-masculine voices rather than looking at the suave, gorgeous faces of your two co-hosts, you can check us out on all of our audio streaming programs. And these are the only places you can hear the lost episode, Flying with Delta, that was removed from YouTube unjustly.
Oh, is it still on the
streaming platforms? It's still on the audio platforms, just not on the YouTube. So you can listen to the lost episode and all the other episodes on Spotify, Amazon Music, Anchor.fm, Audible, Stitcher, Radio Now, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, probably some other ones, but nobody listens to them anyway, so I don't remember them. And what I have been forgetting to mention for literally months, probably a year, if you want to directly support the podcast, you can go to our Anchor.fm page, which there is a link in the description, so I don't have to spell it out for you. And you can contribute directly there. And then if you use the Brave browser, you can actually tip us with BAT cryptocurrency, which is the click of a button. You can do a one-time tip or you can set a weekly tip. And any and all of that would be appreciated because for the next great while, any support money that we get will be going directly into the podcast. And we've got some very cool and exciting things coming up for you guys. we're just broke. Well, we're not broke, but we're not poor either.
We're in the mids.
We're in the mids. We're middle class, and we want to be filthy fucking rich so that we can be taxed.
Yes.
And help AOC in her quest, which you can contribute to directly by also visiting our official merchandise page and buying the Kiss the Ass t-shirt in reference to the AOC Tax the Rich t-shirt, because we want to help. We want to help.
Please tax
AOC,
the fuck out of us.
Yeah, we want to help AOC in her crusade to tax the rich. So, but in order to do so, we need to become rich so that we can pay our fair share. So buy a couple million t-shirts, and then I promise you, we will pay our accountants to avoid those taxes. But good effort. Good try. Oh shit, we get you know what? George Floyd deserved it.
Whoa.
I don't like what you got going on.
Yeah, it's not
like at all. Yeah, dude, no. I don't. Get the fuck out.
Who is it?
I don't know. It's some fucking racist dork. Get the fuck out. No, not tolerating that shit. I see what you're doing.
Oh, that's just the name. George Ford Dezoive.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
But
Will is a knicker, though. Oh, I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
I didn't say the N word.
I know. And here's the thing. He doesn't have the balls to say it.
Pussy.
Yeah, so get the fuck out.
All right. So that's been another wonderful show.
Yep. We do not condone the comments made by that fucking dork down below. So,
yeah.
Kindly fuck off, and the rest of you can fuck off too.
We may appear completely conservative, but that's farthest from the truth. We're definitely not left. We're definitely not right. We're more center.
Nope, I'm not having that shit.
Nah, fuck that guy.
No, fuck that guy. You heard it here, folks. Will Smith should slap that motherfucker.
And we'd all be cool with it.
And I would be clapping. I'd be like, yo, Will, give him the fucking...
All righty, people. That's been another one. Have a good day.